Hi, my friends. I'm Pippa, and this is Calm Stitch Read. Welcome back or to my channel. Today, I thought I'd do the new to BookTube tag. So I have got my pad with the questions ready. I've made a few notes for my answers. So make yourself a nice cup of tea, and let's get comfy. So I've got myself onto the sofa just because it's a bit more comfortable. I've got my cup of tea. I've got my notes. So let's just get to know each other. And you might be hearing my cat in the background. She's being a bit of a nuisance at the moment. So it's bank holiday weekend at the moment, and I'm not sure how long to record this. My husband took my son out on a bike ride this morning. I took my daughter to go and see The Devil Wears Prada 2. Brilliant film. Absolutely loved it. So my son is now having a little rest upstairs. He's got himself a bit tired. My husband has to pop into work quickly to sort something out. My daughter's in her room, probably should be doing some schoolwork, but probably isn't. So I've got a few moments where I thought I could just catch up on a few videos while I have the time. So, first question. Why did I start a BookTube channel? So I've been debating whether to start a BookTube channel for a long time. I've always loved books. I grew up in a house of books. My house at the moment has as many books as we can fit in it, which isn't many because we don't have much space. So I'm at an age now where I thought, well, why not? I was always scared. Well, if you don't do these things, how do you know? So I'm just having fun, and we'll see how long the fun lasts, because that's why we've got to do these things. But I've had an Instagram account for a long time now, about 5-6 years, where I share sort of books, challenges, reviews. I used to share my embroidery work, and then I started a very small business called Calm Stitch Embroidery. I will leave the link for that down below, where I design and make embroideries for people to buy. And I've got a separate Instagram account for that, and I did debate starting a YouTube account for that, but I thought I'd dip my toes in first with this one, and then I might even combine them both, because Calm Stitch Read comes from calm, stitching, and reading. So I've got all three of them. So Instagram, I've made some lovely friends on Instagram. I really enjoy it. It's a wonderful platform, but everything's very quick. Everything disappears so quickly. You can't always see who you're following, at least. And this way, because I've discovered quite a few BookTube people that I actually love, I've been able to go back, rewatch their videos, get some amazing book ideas. And I just thought, well, I'll give this a go, because it just seemed like the right time. So I suppose that answers the first question, and it sort of answers the next question: why now? So I use reading and my embroidery cross stitch to switch off. Apologies if you can hear my son. He's playing on his computer game upstairs. I use reading, embroidery, cross stitch, sewing to switch off. I have quite a stressful job, and it's nice just to switch off in the evening, in the weekends, and just escape from reality for a while. And I also wanted to try and do something that was purely for me. I'm doing this for me. I'm not doing it for anyone else. I'm doing it for me, as something fun, something different. I suppose putting myself out of my comfort zone. And if I'm perfectly honest, like I said before, I've just finally plucked up the courage to give it a go. I've stopped overthinking what people think of me. I grew up, was in my 20s and 30s, constantly worrying about what other people thought of me, what I said, what I did, how I dressed, my hobbies. And I'm now closer to 50 than I am to 40. And I've got to that point and think, well, who cares? Who cares what they think? This is me. This is who I am. This is what I enjoy. I enjoy a romantasy. I enjoy a thriller. I enjoy a young adult. I enjoy a new adult. I enjoy mysteries. I enjoy middle grade. I enjoy it all. It's who I am. It doesn't matter. So I've just stopped worrying and decided to do it. So what kind of reader am I? If you've seen a few of my videos already, and if you've been following along on Instagram, you'll know that I am a complete mood reader. I've had a go this month. I think this will be in the same month. I think this will be going out in May, at organising a pile of possibilities rather than a to be read. So I've got a pile of possibilities on my bookshelf over there. I'll try and link the video down below. And I just read based on mood, and it really does just depend what sort of mood I'm in. This year I seem to be in a huge fantasy mood, and they're the most of the books that I've actually read this year, fantasy, romantasy. Whereas last year I read mainly thrillers and psychological thrillers. So it really does just depend. I read everything and anything. I just have to be in the right mood for it. So if you are also a mood reader that picks and chooses from every genre, you're in the right place. Please say hi down below. So what sort of book content can we find? I'm reading, otherwise I forget. When you get to a certain age, your memory goes a bit. Sorry, my eye's gone a bit sore. Maybe I wear contact lenses so they dry out a bit. So what sort of book content? Well, we're going to have vlogs, reviews. When I get book mail, some not necessarily unboxings, because I like to unbox when I get it. That's my another little joy at the end of a busy day, and you have a book parcel. I want to get it opened. I don't want to wait and make a video, because why? That's my joy. I want my joy, but I still share the books and the book mail that I get. I love a sprayed edge. And again, if you've seen some of my blogs already, my videos, you'll see that I love a sprayed edge. I love a pretty book. And that's what you're going to find, just sort of honest updates, life updates. It's all very sort of take me as you find me, filming in odd moments around work, childcare, housework, and just life. So that's what you'll find, just life. So what makes my reading life a bit different, I suppose, is trying to fit it around life. I work full time. I'm a mum to two children, one's 17, one's 7. So there's a 10-year age gap. I have a husband, I have a cat. So it's trying to fit reading in where I can. I fit it in on my commute to work. I have a 40-minute commute to work. So that's quite a lot of audio reading that I can get in. This year I've started actually taking a proper lunch break, and I've been taking my book to work to read, which has been absolutely brilliant for my mental health, because it just means I can switch off for just half an hour at lunchtime, escape for a bit, and just regroup, ready for the afternoon. I love my Kindle. I normally read my Kindle early in the morning if I've woken up early and my husband's still asleep and I don't want to get out of bed, and that way I don't disturb him. I love reading my physical books. I love it all. Okay, but it is just how I fit in my reading around everyday life. I'd love to be able to say I can swan off to a local cafe or spend the whole day reading and being all aesthetic. And I love watching that. And I think it's amazing if you can do that, but I can't. So it's just me reading real life. So what are you hoping this channel becomes? Well, at the moment, I'm just having fun and I'm seeing where it goes. I'm hoping you enjoy. It's just sort of a little cozy corner of the internet. Well, as cozy as we can get in real life, corner of the internet. Just somewhere where I can document my reading. I'm also going to start documenting my cross stitch and embroidery, because I do a lot of that while I'm also listening to audiobooks in the evening. And also sewing. I love to just create things, but I also love reading. And audiobooks are perfect for allowing me to do both at the same time. And I absolutely love that. I'd also love to be able to chat with the like-minded people, other mums out there, other full-time people, other full-time jobbers who are struggling like I am with life sometimes. And we're just putting ourselves out there. Love of reading. It was lovely to be able to connect. So what's been the hardest part of starting? It's not been as hard as I thought. I think the hardest part for me has been just talking to the camera. It's on Instagram and with my small business. I've put my face out there because my face is all over it. But I've never actually talked to the camera, which is actually easier than I thought it was because I'm very much an introvert. I do struggle in social situations, as I'm sure lots of you do. And it's actually easier talking to you than it is sometimes in those crowded situations. So I think the hardest part was just pressing record. And then once I press record, well, here we are. Here we are. Favourite places or times to read. I love to read first thing in the morning, but I only really get to do that at the weekend. My cat's just come to say hello. I also love to read just before bed. It's a way to switch off. I don't always get much done after work, but it's just nice to switch off a little bit at the end of the day. I also love to read here. This is where I sit and read. I love reading everywhere, really. I'm a reader. I love it. So what books made you become a reader? So when I was a teenager, many, 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 many years ago in the 90s, there was a fantastic author called Christopher Pike. And he wrote the most, what I thought were incredible, I suppose, young adult, psychological thriller, horror books. And I devoured them. I also loved point horror. I don't know if anyone remember those. I also got into a fantastic author called Robin Hobb at that time as well. She's gone on to become very, very popular, but I was there from the beginning. So were you there from the beginning as well? Please let me know. So that's really what got me into reading. I've always been a reader. I loved Nancy Drew growing up. That's got me into my crime novels, my mystery novels. So yeah, always love reading. And I'm back. My husband just came back. So where are we up to? What books made you a reader? Oh, I think I've talked about Christopher Pike, Nancy, I think it was Caroline Keene, Nancy Drew, loved Agatha Christie, Robin Hobb, some of my favourite authors growing up. So what bookish things are coming next? Well, I think we're just going to see how I feel. I've got a few ideas. I've got a library book haul that I'm reading at the moment for a vlog to see how they compare. That may or may not go up for this one. I'm also planning a few things such as read your name. I found some authors that have the same name as me, so I think it'd be quite fun just to read some books with the same name as me. I'll be showing off all my pretty editions and just having fun. So that is my slightly overdue new BookTube tag. I really hope you have enjoyed. If you're new to BookTube, if you're old, if you've been on here, not old, gosh, that's rude, isn't it? If you're not old, if you've been on here a while, say hi. I'd love to get to know you. I'd love to know what books you're reading, how you got into reading. And please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in whatever comes next.